Hi everyone, so I've got an InLoveArtS Shop Craft Haul. So I requested these and they've come through finally. But I've got there's some really cool dies here. Only a few, but they're cool. So first of all, we're going to start off with this one, which is thank you. But it's not just got one shadow die, it's got three. So you've got three shadow dies. I was like the look of that. So the longest edge, it's about just over 4.5, about 4 5/8 by about 4 1/4. So that's the outside piece. If you just want to use the thank you on its own, then it's approximately 3 5/8 by about 3 5/8 roughly. I mean, that's very rough, but and then you've obviously got all the other layers as well. So it's like a nesting thank you die. I just thought this is so cool. So you could really have fun with this. So I'm going to show you now the card I made using this die. Then with this die I made this card. So I did like a double Dutch door fold card. And I just love the way it's got all those shadows to it. Just really makes it pop. You can have some real good fun with it, and it's a good size as well. So yeah, really easy to use. There were also on the thank you part, there's actually little bits that cut out, so you can actually make it a bit more, you know, see-through if you wanted to. But I just used the actual words. But yeah, really love that die. Next up we have this one, which says thank you so much, and I just thought this was cute. No shadow to it, but that's absolutely fine. All the words are connected, so that was cool. It measures approximately 3 3/4 by about just shy of 2 1/4. So I just thought that was really cool. So it's quite a nice, decent size. And I just thought the lettering, the font was really cute. So I'll show you now the card I made using this die. So with this die, this is what I made. Cute little card. I put a couple of shaker elements in the side there. But as you can see, and what I did, I just cut it out of the navy and also the yellow and just layered it up so that it kind of has a bit more depth to it. But yeah, really nice die. Love this. This is going to get used a lot. So that's what I made using that die. Then there's this one, which doesn't look very much in the packet, but it makes a present. And when the moment I saw this, I was like, oh, that bit there, that middle bit of the present is just asking to be a shaker card, or it's asking to be an acetate filled window for a box. So, or just a card. So the actual like base of the box is 3 1/4 by 3 and just over 3 1/4, so about 3 3/8. And then this lid piece is 3 7/8 by about 5/8. And then you've got all the little bits like the bow and the whatever. So when I make the card up, I'll measure it. Obviously, it depends on how you do it as to how big you want it to be. So obviously, you can have the lid like at a jaunty angle. You've got the bow to consider on top. So the bow itself is like 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. So obviously, if you add that onto the height, so potentially like a 5x7 card, it would fit nicely on. So yeah, so you can have lots of fun with this. And there's loads of little bits on here as well. I think there's like a little bear, another little square there. There's various bits. I think that's a little hat. That's a little hat, I think. I'm not sure anyway, I need to have a look. But you'll see it on the card I'm going to show you now. So I'll show you now what I made using this die. And then this is the present die. So I just made it into a shaker card. And then just use, so you get a little square. It's like a rectangle really that comes with it, and it just makes this bit here for the 3 ribbon parts. So you can just cut it off and then stick it on the right place. And then you've got the bow, and then there also was a little character as well, which I left off for this. It's like a little frog type character, a little bear, whatever, with little hands and a little hat. So he's quite cute. So you can add him in as well. But again, this screamed a shaker card to me. So that's what I did using that die. Then we've got this, which is a set of nesting dies, but I really like the shape of it, and I don't have any like this. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nesting dies. So let's go from the smallest out. The smallest one is 2 inches by, I think they're all square. Yeah, so 2 inches by 2 inches. Next up, you have just under 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. Next up, you have about just over 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Next one up is about 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. The next one up is about 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Next one up is about just under, it's about 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. And last at the end, you've got, it's just over 4 1/2 by 4 1/2. So it's about 4 5/8 by 4 5/8. So there's a nice like selection there, and I really like them, really like the look of them. And as I said, I haven't got a square that looks like this, like a fancy square. So I'll show you now what I did using these dies. Next up, we have this set of layered dies. So there's only one die that I didn't use out of these. It's a set of 7, but I just thought it really worked as a shaker card. And then on the inside, I've just used that smaller one again, so I can cut out the white piece for it. But yeah, really like this. Very nice. Again, I'm going to get lots of use out of this die. So that's what I made using that set. And then we've got these. Now I have some stamps similar to this, and I can't remember where I got them from. But when I saw these dies, I was like, oh my days, these look amazing. They are super thin, so I think you're going to have to use decent sized card, or you probably, the most likely, you're going to have to stack. You're going to have to stack them up so you get a decent, you know, you get a decent weight. So they're not too flimsy. But each letter is approximately, now it is approximate because obviously you've got, depending on, you know, what letter you're going. This G, for example, is like 1 1/2 by about 1 1/2. Yeah, it's about 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. Then you've got like your skinnier letters. So like the I, for example, is like 1/2 inch by 1 1/2. Your T is like 1 inch by 1 1/2. So they're all 1 1/2 high, and then obviously the widths of them vary. But I really like the look of them. I did think, and I didn't inspect the picture properly, but I did think that they were all kind of connected, but they're not. So for example, on this P, for example, you've got this piece here, and then the base bit is separate. There's no join there. So you just need to, when you cut them out, just remember, you know, where they go. If you can, then leave them in the die and poke them out through there. So yeah, so I'm very excited to use these. So I'm going to show you now what I've made using these dies. Then with the alphabet dies, I just cut them out of this this colour, this apricot colour, as you can see, and then I also cut them out of silver. And then I just left, I mounted them onto acetate, as you can see, I've got an acetate strip here, and then I just left the apricot bit in where the flower was, and the silver, I took the flower part out so that you've got like a little apricot flower in each one. But I love these letters. These are the business. They are a little bit fiddly, so they definitely deserve, you know, a lot of time put into them. They are separate, because as you can see, the top here, there's this piece here, there's that piece and that piece. So when you're cutting them out, just make sure you don't lose any pieces. I just sort of laid them out on my desk and made sure they didn't, you know, fly away anywhere. But it's well worth the time taken because they are beautiful. I love these. They're so nice. So I just put them on this very detailed card because I just felt they went really well with the card. But yeah, so that's what I did using the alphabet dies. Okay, so there you go. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please go and check out InLoveArtS Shop. Use my code ICEDImages, all in one word, to get yourself 20% off, and it also helps me out as well. and go and check out their new arrivals. Go and check out just all the stuff they've got. They've got loads of really nice dies. They don't just do dies, they also do stamps, they do craft tools, they do papers, they do all sorts. So go and check their site out. They've got loads of things on there. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.